Hey everyone, it's Kate here with another episode of Chick Flick, a show celebrating women in positive roles in film and TV. Today I have a strong woman right next to me helping me with tonight's show, my good friend Vera Wethington. Vera, why don't you introduce the film we'll be highlighting tonight?
Kate, thanks for having me. The film that we're showcasing tonight is none other than RBG.
Oh, hurt.
It's an inside look into the life of a Supreme Court Justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
This film was a documentary that so intricately wove together the fabric that was Justice Ginsburg's journey to become one of the most influential women justices that serves on the bench. Vera, tell us a little bit more about this powerhouse of a woman.
Well, Kate, first, this is a documentary which has earned $6 million to date. It is truly the story of a woman who fought her way through a patriarchal society to earn her rightful place fighting for justice for all. Justice Ginsburg attended Harvard Law School, where she was one of 9 women in a class of 500 men.
Ugh.
That just tells you about the odds that she was facing. While watching this film, we had learned during the opening statements that the dean of the law school had asked the students sitting out in the audience, especially addressing the women, how they felt about, quote, taking jobs from the men that were sitting beside them.
Oh my God.
I felt at that moment that Justice Ginsburg truly found her calling in life. She wanted to be the champion for gender equality.
Definitely.
She had a daughter while she was attending school, born in the same year that I was born.
Aww.
And I really felt that at the moment, looking at her daughter saying, you know what? This young lady is going to face so many challenges in her professional and her personal life.
Definitely.
So she
paved the way.
She foresaw.
Yeah, and she paved the way for her, and all women, really.
Yes.
While at Harvard, Justice Ginsburg also met and fell in love with a man named Martin, who was also a lawyer. According to their colleagues and friends, the two of them were inseparable. Where Ruth was serious and shy, Martin was gregarious and funny. He really balanced her and complimented her well, I found. You know, even in the movie where they had those clips of them together, you could just tell they were meant for each other. He most importantly really invited her to be herself. He never stymied her, he never stifled her. He kind of elevated her and allowed her to be who she wanted to be, which at that time was kind of hard because that's not, you know, generationally wise, it wasn't
done. The concept of equality.
Right, there were roles back then. And, you know, he really truly supported her in achieving her dreams. Yeah, so I just thought it was great, and, you know, I can't do anything else or say anything else about this except for check out this clip.
I have had the great good fortune to share life with a partner truly extraordinary for his generation.
He was the first boy I ever knew who cared that I had a brain.
I believe the real reason as to why their relationship worked was because they supported each other.
Definitely.
When Martin got a job offer in New York City, Ruth's practical approach to this dilemma was to enter Columbia University's law school. And even in her independence, Ruth was able to take care of her husband and her children. When Martin became ill with cancer, Ruth had just had their daughter and was still in school.
I know. I don't know
Yet
how
she
did
continued to defy the odds that were stacked so against her. And she found that she could do this by just devouring prunes and drinking a lot of coffee and being able to finish her schoolwork no matter what time it was, early morning hours. It was amazing.
I don't know how she would have done that because I hate prunes and coffee. I couldn't do it. But anyway, she managed to graduate from Columbia in 1959, tying first in her class, defying stereotypes which would inevitably combat her again and again. But the real part of this film that stuck with me was her journey to trying her first case at the Supreme Court. You know, after law school, she went on to work as a lawyer and try cases, and eventually she got that case at the Supreme Court. Check out this clip.
Instead, Ginsburg became a law professor at Rutgers University, groundbreaking in the 1960s. In the early 70s, she wrote the first Supreme Court brief on gender discrimination.
On August 10th, 1993, President Bill Clinton appointed Ruth Bader Ginsburg to the Supreme Court. She would pick up right where she left off, being a staunch advocate for gender equality, specifically women's rights. Vera, tell us about one of many influential cases that she voted on.
Absolutely. In 1996, Justice Ginsburg wrote the majority opinion on the United States versus Virginia case. Her ruling stated that qualified women were not to be excluded from being admitted to the Virginia Military Institute, which is the VMI, which is one of the most well-known military schools in the country, and which for a long time only admitted male students.
Well, yeah.
She wrote that because VMI failed to show exceedingly persuasive justification for its sex-biased admissions policy, it actually violated the 14th Amendment's Equal Protection Clause.
Good for her. But listen, guys, I think it's fair to say that Justice Ginsburg's accomplishments far outweigh what we have discussed tonight, this one being only the tip of the iceberg. However, I'd be remiss if I did not honor a true hero. Justice Ginsburg is currently still serving on the Supreme Court, but she can also be found lifting weights at the Supreme Court's gym, holding those plates longer than I can hold them, spending time with her grandchildren, and at the opera.
Long live.
Her face is everywhere, on T-shirts, propaganda, mugs that say Notorious RBG and other random paraphernalia. But her legacy, which is all that more important, will forever be imprinted on our justice system. Don't forget to check out the upcoming film in RBG's life called On the Basis of Sex, with Armie Hammer and Felicity Jones coming out this December. And continue to check us out on social media. Thanks again to my lovely co-host Vera. I leave you with these words from one of society's bravest women. Check out this clip. Until next time.
I ask no favor for my sex. All I ask of our brethren is that they take their feet off our necks.